Told you about Netflix's show She the People starring Terri Vaughn. I had a chance to catch up with her a week ago as I was coming back from the Afro Peak golf tournament. We talked about how this show even came about. Here's our conversation.
All right, Terri Vaughn, you're busy. I'm busy. You Netflix show, but you are directing stuff and you doing all kind of stuff. And I'm making my way into Washington D.C. and that's the setting for this new Netflix show from Tyler Perry. Tell me about it.
So, She the People. This is my passion project, Roland. This is a project that I've had for about 7 years now. When my girlfriend, London Breed, became the first Black female mayor of the city of San Francisco, which is where I grew.
I know London. I know London.
Yes. So London grew up in the hood just like me. She grew up in a underserved, drug-infested neighborhood in San Francisco. And knowing her upbringing and watching her as she just thrived with her brilliant mind and ended up becoming the mayor of one of the richest cities in our nation was really huge. The first Black woman to do that. And she got so much pushback and so much drama. And you know, we're just watching her as her supporters, and she's smiling the whole time going through this and figuring out how to maneuver through it. So watching her do that was inspiring to me. It was so inspiring. And I was hit with the thought, like, this would be a great television series. I love Veep, which, you know, starred Juliet, what's her name? Julia Dreyfus.
Yep.
Love that show. Yep. And I was like, it would be great to do it from the perspective of a Black woman that comes from the kind of neighborhoods that we come from, and her in this situation as being a lead, someone in charge in politics. And so that's where the inspiration came from. And so I teamed up with a writer. Her name is Naya Palmer. And we started working on this show idea about 5 years ago. And when the strike hit our industry in 2023, she was writing on Run the World. And I have been directing and acting. And so we hadn't really put in more time on our show. So when the strike happened and all our jobs went away, every directing job, every acting job, everything went away, I found myself picking up that material again, calling Naya and asking her, you know what you think about shooting a proof of concept of this show idea while everybody's on strike? And when the strike is over, we'll have something to show as our pitch so people will get it and see exactly what our vision is. So we set off to do that. And in the interim, I was like, okay, I know I wanted to add more levity, more weight to the project. So it would be hard to get a no, because I've been trying to sell my own television series for 20 years. And
wow.
I've gotten close sometimes, but it just had never happened. And so I was like, this time we're going full steam ahead. So I decided to shoot the proof of concept to show, so it wouldn't just be a verbal pitch, but you could visually see the vision. But I wanted to add weight to it. So I called our friend, Miss Kesha Lance Bottoms, who was the former mayor of Atlanta, because this is where I live now. And I asked her if she would be interested in joining me in producing this show. If she would be interested, because I had no idea if she had any interest in being in entertainment business. And so I met with her, I pitched her the show, I told her what it was about, and she loved it. And she said, absolutely, Terri, I love this idea. I would definitely join you as an executive producer. And so I was floored. So everything is going. And so now I got Kesha Lance Bottoms as the EP. I got Naya working on our script, and teamed up with a production company here, a gentleman named Errol Sadler and his company, Thai Core Films. And we all came together and we shot a proof of concept, a 15-minute proof of concept of our show while everybody was on strike. Had some amazing actors in it, including Jo Marie Payton, Jade Nova, Christopher Duncan joined me, Zainab, Johnson joined me. So I had some really great talent attached in our proof of concept. So when the strike was over, my agents, they sent the materials out into the world. And I had a list of people that I really wanted to work with. Tyler Perry, of course, being one of them. So we sent it out to everyone. And we immediately got calls for meetings. And so our first meeting was set with Tyler Perry Studios. And we're prepping ourselves, me, Naya, Kesha, we're prepping ourselves for our big pitch meetings. And we get on with Tyler's team and we get ready to pitch the show, but they start pitching us why they should be the network, be the production company to do our show.
Hold on. I bet you were like, hold on, wait, hold up.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all pitching us?
That's exactly what happened.
So, so were y'all the meeting going, what is going on? Is this a prank?
Yep. That's exactly was my sentiments. Exactly. Because this had never happened to me before. And they make us an offer right there in our first meeting. And so we're like, okay, well, can you just hold on a second? Because we have some more meetings to get to. And so they do, and we go on and we have about 5 meetings and they're all the same. We get offers. We had 5 offers. And so we had to decide.
That's not normal.
No, that's not normal at all. It's never happened to me. I've been pitching TV shows for 20 years. That's never happened to me. So again, God timing, it's just divine order. From Kesha to even the strike, all of it. I feel like all of it was divine timing. So in the end, we decided that Tyler Perry Studios was the perfect partner for us, with the collaboration, with his deal already set with Netflix. Like it had all the things that I already wanted, that I am a big journaler and believer in manifestation. So I had written all these things out and everything was there laid out for us. So we chose to go with Tyler Perry Studios, and here we are 1 year later after doing all that. The show's coming out May 22nd on Netflix. And it's
so how did you decide on tone? So for instance, Tyler has a show called The Oval. It's a drama, but it's really not a political. It's really like a soap opera. Then you've had, of course, political shows like Commander in Chief. You had The West Wing. You had what you mentioned, Veep, which is a comedy. And so when y'all were sitting and deciding it, how did you make a decision where you say, you know what, I want to go this route in terms of the tone, more comedic as opposed to a drama? What was your calculation in that?
So you know me, I love comedy, and I have built most of my career on doing comedy. I love and can tackle drama at any minute, but comedy speaks to me for many reasons. I believe that laughter is healing. I believe that we should spread more joy in the world than darkness. And though every story matters, for me, I want to focus on bringing joy into people's lives. But I'm also an advocate of making sure our messages get heard and get out there, and we are really talking about something relevant. And if I can champion and challenge people and really bring to life all the issues and all the disparities that we are living in, especially right now in this political climate, if I can deliver those messages in a way where you're laughing and you can take it in and it's not just like punched in your face, I feel like you can be more thought-provoking, that we can have more conversations, that people get more comfortable with talking about the things that need to be talked about, that we can laugh at ourselves. We can laugh at the silliness of all the isms that exist in this world, and especially in this country. Like, let's talk about it. Let's take down our guards. Let's be more inviting, but let's listen, learn, challenge. And I think in a comedy space, it just delivers better for me.
We obviously had a Black female vice president for 4 years.
Yes.
When you're putting together your content, what are you drawing from? Were y'all looking at what she had to go through? Were you looking at, you mentioned London Breed, obviously Kesha Lance Bottoms. So were you looking at just different subjects and figuring out how you want to tackle different things?
Absolutely. I mean, we had the baseline of where the inspiration came from. You know, London's journey of getting into the office and all the stuff that she had to deal with. So we do start our story with me becoming the lieutenant governor, the first Black lieutenant governor, and I'm female in the state of Mississippi. And that alone just sets me up for so many things, so many struggles, so many challenges that we have to watch the character Antoinette Dunkerson deal with. And
So
she does.
okay. So how'd you pick Mississippi?
So originally, when we shot the proof of concept and we pitched the idea out, we were based in Atlanta. Once we went with Tyler Perry and Tyler started adding his creative juices, he knocked it up a notch by suggesting we take this to Mississippi. Because I mean, even when I say that to people, that everybody goes, whoa. You know, so the reaction is way bigger than what we had presented. So he added, and that's the thing with this whole partnership with Tyler Perry Studios, is that it's been super collaborative. Super collaborative. It was like our tone, we presented, and he added his sauce to it. And now we have this beautiful, beautiful show that feels like Veep meets Schitt's Creek. And it is funny. And it's, you know, it's all the things that I love. And so that's why I know we made the right decision for many, many reasons.
So when you're a writer, when you're a creator, when you're a director, that's a different thing. What it is, you're in front of the camera, and so how do you relinquish parts of that from when for the folks who are directing, or is everything collaborative? How does that work out?
So that's very funny that you bring that up because it was very difficult for me because I had to let go of the directing hat, even the producing hat while I was playing this character because the load was on me. Like the load of the scenes, the dialogue, all of it, it was heavy on my character, obviously. And I had to go in. I had to go in with her. And, you know, we not only worked with Tyler, he, of course, directed the first 8, but then we have a second 8 that will launch on Netflix August 14th. And for that 8, Tina Gordon was the director on those 8. And, you know, just me being a director and a producer and wanting to control everything, I really did have to relinquish and trust the both of them that they got it, and they did, and they brought new things that I hadn't imagined or thought about. So it was super collaborative, and in the end, it was the perfect combination. And I did have to have quite a few come to Jesus moments with myself to be like, Terri, let it go. You are acting right now. Just let it go. And it was the best thing I could have done.
Well, it's interesting. I was talking to Reggie Hutland about First on the Call Sheet, and
Yes.
didn't she also direct the women's side? I'm trying to think. He was
No, that wasn't Tina Gordon. I can't remember who it was.
Okay, so here's what happened. It was a woman who directed it,
Yes.
and so here's what was interesting. So when I was watching it,
Uh-huh.
the women's interviews were shot totally different than the men's.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hit Reggie, and Reggie said, "Yeah, I forgot the woman who did it. The woman who did the Luther Vandross documentary. Her name is escaping me. My apologies. But the bottom line is, she had a different aesthetic than he had, and that's why I asked that question, because again, a different director has a different vision, and one has to trust that they are going to, how they want to move and flow, which may be different from yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the woman, just to remind you, her name was it's Shola Lynch.
Yes,
Shola Lynch
yes.
directed that.
Yes.
But you're right. And that was where the trust had to come in. It's like we had several meetings. We did all the prep stuff. We've talked for weeks before we started, shooting anything, talking about all the things. And I just had to, when we did all that, and they know my vision, they know what I have, they share what theirs is, and we've come to an agreement. And I have to let it go once I got on that set as the actor, because I had too much of a weight to carry to still try to hold on to a little bit of directing or hold on to a little bit of EPing. I literally had to just focus on her. And she was the most important thing for me in that moment. All my energy, all my love, all my heart had to go to Antoinette Dunkerson. And she's so layered and she's so flawed. And, she's a mother of two teenage kids that she's co-parenting with her ex-husband. She has a really boisterous, loud, bold family that she has brought now into the spotlight with her. And they don't like the spotlight. And, just dealing with all of that. Her teenagers can't do this on social media now. So everybody's hating it. And I'm balancing my family. I'm balancing the politics and all the things that brings. And that's why I love this character so much, that she's real. It's a real woman. It's a real mother, a real wife, a real Black woman in America. So there's so many things.
When you do a traditional linear network show, that show airs just domestically in the United States. The difference with Netflix is, when you launch, you're instantly worldwide. So that also, I think, makes this a lot different than traditional TV fare.
True. But from my viewpoint as the artist, as the actor, I'm not thinking about that. My commitment is to telling a truthful story.
Right. What I'm saying, but as the artist, but the business side of the business
Yeah.
is that when this show launches, it won't just be folks here. There'll be people all across the globe who will also be watching and checking it out, and getting an understanding of this character in this show.
That is so right. And again, God's divine hand on this. This is a marriage, a message, a show, stories that need to be told beyond just in domestically. Beyond that, it needs to be told worldwide, because our images that go out into the world is how people view us. And that's important, the images that we're putting out. So that's always been very important to me too. And my wish was to be on Netflix because I wanted a bigger platform, because I thought this story was worth being told worldwide, for so many reasons. And we all know it. So to me, this is so much bigger. And I know people say that all the time, but it is way bigger than me, way. Because if it was just about me, I feel like if it would have been sold many years ago, it would not have the impact that it's having right now at this divine time that God has placed She the People out to the world. It needs
couple of more questions. First, how the heck did you get 16 episodes? A lot of shows these days are just 8 episodes. And explain why the break, why the separation, as opposed to running them continuously or watching them, having 8 drop in the next 8 drop.
Yeah, so that is something I don't know why they separate them, but how we got the 16, that's the Tyler Perry power. That's what his deal was. So again, several reasons why he was the perfect pick for us. We walked into a Netflix deal by teaming up with him, and the deal was for 16 episodes for the first season. God, he's so good to me.
All right, then. So, She the People. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So, She the People drops on Netflix when?
May 22nd on Netflix. She the People, May 22nd on Netflix for the first 8. The second 8 will drop August 14th on Netflix.
All right, Terry. Well, looking forward to it. Of course, you got your hands full with a whole bunch of stuff. And so glad you could squeeze us little people in
Roland, you know what
for
you
a moment
mean
of your time.
You know what you mean to me, sir. You know it, what you mean to all of us, to our culture. So absolutely. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much for offering me the opportunity to come on your platform to talk about our show. And I just want to make y'all proud and make y'all happy.
All right. Looking forward to the laughs.
All right. Yes. Laugh. I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.